To use cognitive dissonance, you need to create a change in attitude or behavior. Step 1 is to identify the problem. The problem here is that Claire is eating unhealthy food knowing that that food could do harm to her body, but she eats it anyway. Step 2 would be creating the dissonance. So Claire knows that what she's eating could potentially cause her heart disease or possibly have a stroke later on in her life, but she continues to eat that unhealthy food. Step 3 would be offering a solution to the problem. So Claire, instead of eating her pretzels and cheese, she could eat an apple or salad, and people use this in their speeches by providing a problem and giving the audience a solution. Next, I'm going to talk about how listeners cope with the dissonance. Listeners may discredit the source, and they can either agree or disagree with what the speaker is saying. For example, you could agree with what Claire is doing by eating unhealthy food, or you can disagree by saying she needs to eat healthier. Next, what they can do is reinterpret the message, meaning they could only listen to the part of the speech that they want to hear. So, for example, if we're talking about unhealthy eating, if Katie is listening to Claire give a speech about why she wants to eat unhealthy, then Katie is listening to that and agreeing or disagreeing and only hearing what she wants to hear. The next point is that a listener may seek more information on what a speech is on, or they might be so uninterested that they stop listening. For example, if Katie is listening to Claire's speech, Katie might want to know what exactly Claire is eating, like how many calories, how many grams of protein, what was actually in the food that she was eating. Or if the audience really disagrees about what you're talking about, then they will just stop listening completely. But there are ways you can avoid this by following the listener's needs. When attempting to persuade an audience, a speaker uses these needs in order to change, reinforce beliefs, values, and attitudes. First is the psychological needs, which would include the need of air, water, and food. Next is the need of safety and feeling safe and secure. Then it's the social need, and that's the need to feel loved and valued. The self-esteem need is the need to think highly of ourselves. Finally, it's the self-actualization need, and it's the need to reach one's full potential. Next, I'm going to talk about the use of positive motivation. People use positive motivation in their speech to suggest good things will come about from listening to their speech. What they will do is emphasize positive values and what people value the most in life, such as being successful or wanting to succeed in a career or find happiness. Going back to the example of eating healthy, if you wanted someone to eat healthy, you would share all the health benefits. Another thing that you want your speaker to do is to emphasize the benefits and not just the features of your speech. So a benefit is when a good result comes out of the end of your speech, or you get a positive feeling. And just simply a feature would be just characteristics of whatever it is you're talking about. The final use is the use of negative motivation. People use this in their speech using what they call the fear apparel, which is how they persuade someone by using what fears. For example, if someone said, "If you don't stop that, I'm telling mom," which is basically saying that they're scared what their mom is going to do if they get in trouble, so they don't want them to tell their mom. What the speaker is doing is basically finding what scares you the most and is using that to persuade you to listen to their message. Taking it back to the eating healthy example, if Claire is eating a really unhealthy diet and someone tells us all the negative aspects, heart disease and your skin breaking out or just feeling lousy about yourself, that would be the negative motivation.